Hi, everybody. We're back. So, this is I Love Money 13 exit interview with the dynamic Ryan A.
Hey, I'm here.
Ryan. How you feeling, Ryan?
Who I am feeling first and foremost grateful. I'm feeling grateful for this opportunity that I had on I Love Money. I was so happy to meet new people, make new friends, and ultimately just have experience.
So, Ryan, what do you think happened? How'd you end up here?
Well, there could be so many reasons, but from what I was thinking, I felt like I was being too loyal in the game to too many people, and my loyalty and my trust was everywhere. People were trying to understand where I laid and where I stood and where I was, at with each and everyone. So I was too loyal.
Okay, so let's dive into a little deeper to that. So, who were you really loyal to?
I was loyal to myself and the people who I subjectified that loyalty in. I was definitely loyal to Connor at one point. I was loyal to Terrell mostly because we were from the East Wing. So that's really where my loyalty lied at the end of the day. And
Okay, so then if Connor was your most loyal, was he so that final two that he brought up, was that a real thing?
I feel as if it was not a real thing. It was not a real thing. I definitely did have intentions of going to the end with him, even potentially to final two. I would have gone to final two with anyone.
So why were you the nail that basically put Connor in the bottom?
Well, I
Because
it
I'm just
was
confused because you said that you wanted to work with him and Terrell, but then you gave a vote that basically solidified him going into the
his
bottom.
fate. So that decision was so hard for me to make. It was really between Harris and Connor at that moment. And I remember Harris saved me when I was in the vault and I was at the bottom. He saved me my life. I was still in the game from that point. Me and Connor, we did have a solid and good relationship because we were from East Wing that day one. And I honestly had an even deeper connection to him because I really had a fonding like for Connor. It was actually really growing. Um, I am so sorry for voting Connor. I'm so sorry, and I just know that you voted me that like prior to the time from last night, and I just didn't know where the trust really was, and I saw you really with that four that everybody was mentioning in the house. So was the loyalty more with them? Was the loyalty more with me? So, yeah, I voted him because I just didn't feel like I could trust him over Harris.
Do you feel like that vote for Connor was what sealed your fate?
Yes, yes, that was what sealed my fate in the game. I was like, I know that I'm gonna I'm yes, yes. It was what sealed my faith, but we can get more into that.
No, you can elaborate. So, um, by you saying Connor's name,
Yeah,
that kind of gave him the floor to out
yeah,
all of your connections and his connections.
yeah, and it just showed where I was just like loyal to, and I had so many strings just everywhere. This puppet master, I don't know if you guys saw in my intro, I was just like puppeteer, puppeteer, puppeteer. Honestly, I was like trying to puppet master every relationship, and it was hard. And at that point, I was so exposed, and Connor opened that gate, that floodgate to all of the, you know, people and their opinions on like me and like what they think about our loyalties, and
If
definitely.
you could go back, would you still vote for Connor?
No, I would have not voted for Connor. I would have not. At the end of the day, I see and I see the game, and a lot of pairs are in this game. So Harris and Edgar really had a good hand and steer into my eviction tonight. And I give those men their props. I respect them. And I know that they're going to be tough to beat. Everybody likes them. Uh, I don't feel as if Edgar is a misogynist because he wanted the idea of a man winner this season. I was in that chat. It was a lot of he Edgar, he started a group chat with all of the men in there. I was like, okay, like at this point, we're all here. So boom. I mean, it might just be some tea I just dropped. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I see your point. So great guys. I respect their decisions. At the end of the day, big parts in getting me to this point because they're good at getting people to trust them, and data analysts looking at this data. I just couldn't look at the data and take control of the data. I only saw the data. It was in front of me.
Okay. In your initial interview, uh you said something. So the question is, why didn't you put it on the floor like you said you were gonna?
I was going to put it on the floor. I just know I needed to like get my alliances to connect even more, but it was so like um hard because of this relational fractures within the people I wanted to come together, even my own. So I know the house is split in that too. I was gonna work within that too. I was a part of the Misfits. I have to say, I was a part of the Misfits. I was not going to sell myself out at the end of that game. I was going to stand true, stand loyal to me. So I am sorry to whoever saw me. I was defending myself as myself. I was not going to sell myself out. So I was a part of the Misfits. And at the end of the day, I want y'all to get far, go hard, and I see it. But there's a big war brewing and stewing in this game. So I'll just get ready. It's gonna get tough for everybody.
So you were, even though you didn't tell the truth last night, you were a part of the Misfits.
In all the chats.
In all the chats.
All the chats. So I was in all the chats. I didn't give much input, because I was still playing my game within that chat. I held back a lot of information. I held back a lot of information. I was not vulnerable to the extent I would want to be vulnerable, and I learned that, and that's okay. That's okay. I had to go through this natural process to realize and grow. Thank God.
So Richie said he didn't start the Misfits. He said who started the Misfits was still in the game. Were you the one that started the Misfits?
Honestly, I don't know who started the Misfits. Who started the Misfits? I did see Richie like add me in the chat. I was like, okay, cool. I'm in an alliance. Edgar added me in the middle side of the house chat with, I don't even want to put them all out there because I really respect and want most of those people to win that game. So I'm not going to put him in there. But he did I was in a lot of chats, and I don't even know who started the Misfits chat, but Richie did definitely bring me in. And team teachers, let's go. We were 1 and 2. I was going to the end with Richie. Like that was my guy. As soon as he left, I was like, oh, I'm coming into this dance challenge with everything I got. I'm gonna get my dragon, man. Like, you know what? We're finna talk with it. I got my whole outfit. Like, I was ready. I was gonna represent for Richie because he helped me be femme in that way. And I was like, mix my gender roles. I had my everything, my outfit, everything. Like you would typically not see on like a masculine, you know, figure, but that's not me. I'm so nice, I'm cuddly, I'm sweet. It's hard for me to stray away from my loyalty. I'm loyal to a fault. And I just want to trust, and I have trust issues.
We all do.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Thank you.
So, as you bust out your outfit there, how did you feel about the competition? Were you happy with your team? Do you think you guys should have won? Do you think you should have done better?
He really couldn't control it. I was like, uh, cool. We got third place, but I loved my team. I loved my team. I was happy with my team, who was on my team. I felt like it gave me an opportunity to build relationships I didn't, have before. I haven't gotten closer to. So it was great. I mended a lot of relationships before I left. Um, Millie, I respect you. I am so happy we talked. We are two different people with different perspectives, different mindsets. We're different, and I respect just like anybody in America. But I just ran into somebody who's headstrong like me, and that's so cool. And I learned that I could have been that first line of communication to a lot of people, but I had this feeling of like wanting to be sought out first, and I've always had that feeling. So, um,
So it's nice to
there's
hear that
something
you and
awesome.
Millie made up, but how did that whole conflict start?
Yeah. So rewind. So day one, I was in the chat. I came 15 minutes late, and I was hearing like when I was coming in the chat because I didn't get on the screen until um, Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you to my man. Thank you to my man because we didn't talk about Dylan. But I didn't come in the chat for 15 minutes. I heard they were talking about two people in the category of unattractiveness. We were given categories on day one. Just a fun, simple way of getting everybody to know each other, fun ways, and what we would think off of perception. So I was torn between the two of like wanting to put two people in the category of being attractive, a fair 20 year old around my age, and then somebody who's older, like 40, ish. And I was like, in the category of attractive, I'm going to um, see and view people around my age in this category. Besides, you know, I'm gonna just have that attracted pool, like toward I just didn't have that in that, and I just in that way of with the 40-year-old, and I respected my bias, and I held too strong to my bias. I was like, this is how I feel, and it was right of me to have it because everybody has their biases. Um, Being that headstrong person, I was like, why you want to question it? Because after I stated my choice between um, Jerome and I believe Edgar. After I said that, it was like, why are you who was thinking about like it was just like it was so long ago, so I'm trying to remember. I try to act it out to like get my like points across. That's the only way I'm gonna see it. So um Millie said, why Jerome? Like, why are you calling out Jerome? Because she didn't know if I was attacking him, if I had this preconceived idea before the show. But we cleared it up. She didn't know. I heard them like mentioning the tube, and like that was my choice between that because we didn't know how we were basing the categories off of, respectfully. So we held on to that. Like, I'm confused where you're coming at, bringing up my idea. And I have my idea. It's my idea. I have right to it. I'm a human. Everybody has ideas, perspectives, and everything. Two different people, two different perspectives. So once we brought it together, it was like, okay, this is just like is what has been stated. We have two different perspectives. You didn't know this, I didn't know that. And I'm so glad we got it cleared up because that made me feel so good. And I talked to the producers, like in the confessionals, I literally, it was so hard for me to even mention like Millie or anybody, because I was like, I don't know. I don't have any hate for the. I'm just confused. I was just confused, as she was too. So we cleared it up, and I was like, okay, great, thank God.
So you two talked it out, and now everyone's good.
Yes, everybody's good. Everybody's
Great.
good. My rising sign is Virgo, and I'm an Aries. So once I have like me and that Virgo, we clash. It's just like two of the same like perceived. Anyways, it's a zodiac reference. We can get a zodiac segment as well.
No worries. No worries. So I just want to touch on something real quick. So you said you wanted Connor to be your final two, but then you just said you wanted Richie to be your final two. Which one was it?
Richie. I was definitely open to going to the final two with him. I'm going to make a final two with you, and I don't really think it was. We didn't officially say let's make a final two. We didn't. We've never said that, but it was just like I trust you. You like with everything in this. So it was like a strong commitment of like trust, but really, what was trust, because it was just tainted. So I was just like it's very delicate, you know.
So Connor was final two by default second time around.
Why do you say default? I don't want to do Connor like that. Connor.
That
Yeah.
he wasn't your first choice. He was the
Okay.
second.
Yeah. Okay. And since you break it down, second choice. Yeah. Default.
Okay.
Default.
Question it. I have a question for you. So, why were you previous episodes so hesitant to raise your hand? Did you think that people wouldn't notice that or like catch on to that?
Oh, I was so hesitant, huh?
You rarely rose your hand.
Yeah. I was just like, I didn't know. I didn't know what, you don't want to be that first person to stand up and stand your hand and raise up, because it's like that can put a target on you in my head. But I use one of those times to my advantage in the game. I want to pat myself on the back one time for it, because it's oftentimes viewed in this light of like, oh, this is just like kind of weird. I mean, I don't know where he's standing, which it was, but I saw it always in the perspective of like, I'm going to copy and mirror what you're doing. And I'm just going to like raise the hand with you. Okay, that's what you want to do. I'm going to just like match you, even I'm gonna just be neutral about my match. I'm not actually agreeing with you. So that was a lot of my gameplay. That was a lot of my gameplay. I was
Okay.
playing smart. I was copying Sari from Survivor. So many people I've watched and learned from every show. I could not even ever mention in this game because I didn't want to come off as a threat. I was just holding those small little conversations I could have had to connect with people even more. Oh, I don't like it, but we digress.
So, touching on that, why did you always change your target based on who you were talking to?
Ooh. Well, I'm very impulsive. I'll go on them decisions. If I feel like I need to make this quick and up decision, let's go. It's worked for me in the past, but in this game, ooh, got me out. We're learning, growing. Thank God, for real.
Were you worried about that would eventually catch up to you? The fact that like you were telling everybody a different target.
I was trying to create chaos too, but I was definitely worried about it. I think a lot of moves that you make in the game, I feel like you're going to be worried about. Like if you talk a lot in the chat, you're going to be worried. If you like, share this, like your name, if you spell out your name, you're going to be worried. If somebody's like, oh my gosh, Ryan A, spell out your whole name. Why are you trying to ask me to spell out my name? Like, I'm not going to do it. So that was like the hesitance behind it, like just that fear. But it was worrisome. It really, for sure. But
Okay.
I gave it all I had, though. I know that.
So when you were down in the box yesterday,
Yeah.
okay, I have two questions. So the process between getting you into the bottom with Connor, why were you okay with going along with Latea getting in the bottom? Did you think Maddie was going to save you over one of the two of them?
At that point, I was just thinking on my toes and on my feet. I thought I could convince her that the four that it was just a last straw, last pick, because I knew I was just like almost fried, but I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to quit. That fire and that Aries drive inside of me is always going to fight. So I was like, if I'm thinking about it, it's going to be Maddie, Ryan A, Latea, and Connor, seeing as this four. Maddie, I want to help you out in this game and have you like sort of like shifted away from that four of like, oh, she's not even with them. Like she's not even that close. And like put those two targets above her, saying Connor and Ryan W. So I was wanting to help her out in that way. Her Aries. Um, that was my intention. It obviously didn't work. Her connection to them was much closer, and I honestly figured, but it was my last go around. I didn't know if it was going to come down to a house vote. They could have voted out one of the four, you know. So it was just like, I'm going to just throw this in my bag, throw that. Connor's infamous for that too. He'll just like throw this on the screen, throw that. Oh, they said this. They said, I'm like, that's why it's like, it's cool. I mean, it's like very pat. It's like this way, that way.
Do you regret not pushing another name to go down there with you instead of Latea?
I don't regret it. I definitely feel like my, time in the game was very natural, and it was supposed to work out how it was supposed to work out. The cards fell how they fell, and I just now learned going forward I have to be playing a more cutthroat game.
So if you got the chance to come back for another season, you would play?
I would for sure play. I would for sure play. I am. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. I am so into this like reality space. I have been watching so many reality shows from Bad Girls Club. I saw the All Star Battle Bad Girls Club. They had all the Bad Girls Clubs going against each other. I was like into that like marriage boot camp. So I'm like, I see like the counseling like between people. Hence on my myself being a social science major at the University of Houston downtown, just making those natural connections out in the community, helping in this way. So yeah, the involvement and my face will be definitely will be seen again. Y'all, this is not the last of me at all.
That's good. We have a question from the audience.
Yeah.
Kyra wants to know, where did you get that amazing gold costume? You gobbled that lip sync, she said.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Thanksgiving is coming up, y'all. Thanksgiving is coming up, y'all. Oh my gosh, I literally got it from the dollar store.
So you made it?
It was so conventional. I was like, Mama Brew, I love Drag Race. I've watched almost every season, Canada, US. I've watched Down Under. I've watched everything. But I saw those challenges, those mini challenges on RuPaul's Drag Race. I was like, I'm gonna just bring it together. Maybe that's gonna give me more props and points in the challenge, and it got me definitely the top 3. I almost won that competition. I went out hard. I was like, if I'm going out, because I had this bright light on me. I already knew I knew I was gonna be seen. Like I knew I was gonna be seen, but I got it from the dollar store.
Dollar store.
The dollar store.
Sharonica in the chat says it's the rainbow lamp for me because your background looks like a rainbow.
Thank you. The dollar store. Yes.
What was your favorite memory from your time in the game? Kyra wants to know.
Oh my gosh. My favorite memory from the time in the game. Probably this lip sync. And probably this video, well, I would definitely say this video was my favorite moment in the game because I got to really just present myself as just being authentic. I really felt like I was just vulnerable. I was just like, whatever, I'm gonna just slap myself on the screen. I'm not gonna have these like thoughts of like, oh, what if I like come off like too flashy, too this, too that. They're gonna see, they're like, you're iconic, you're a threat. Like you're a threat. Like with everything I was like giving my energy and but my most memorable experience, like I'll forever take is that video that we did, and it was Beyonce Cuff It, period. I had all of the lyrics down. I had I was so prepared for all these challenges. Like I was so excited for these challenges. I have my cups right here. I have my balls. Y'all ready for me next season? Boo, let's go.
You're not gonna be out of like Richie without his balls.
Poor friend. I was like, friend, dang man, I know like this. It was bad, and I'm happy that I met him. I'm
You guys
so
are gonna be friends outside of this?
Oh, we are definitely going to be friends. Batty, we were team teachers. We had a group chat from day, I believe, 4 or so.
Now the teachers are gone.
Now the teachers are gone, so we can't school the kids anymore. We can't school them. They have to do it for themselves. I left the game making an impact of definitely this like camaraderie build feel. Bringing people together and um Richie, he just gave everybody an authentic laugh. Like he was just like authentically himself, like just unhinged comments. Like I'm unhinged. I was like twin. So um, great time, great time, great time.
So I have a question for you. Um, why did you always bring up God and want to pray with people? Do
Yeah,
you think that they are going to look at you as like a not genuine person because
yeah.
you kind of had to lie and cheat and backstab and not be honest, but then also yeah.
Mention God in conversations if it was respecting of what they wanted or
Yeah.
two. I do not fear that being the case. I would hope it would not be the case. At the end of the day, I do have my faith, and I am strong within my faith. I would hope other people would want to have their faith. I am loyal, and I have shown that within the show. But I do have the trust issues that come into play as well as I'm loyal. I do have trust issues. So if you don't appease both, then I mean, you might just be that one I'm targeting. But at the end of the day, so grateful for everybody I've gotten to meet. And I would definitely just like, you know, even want to have conversations with people if they would like it. If they don't, then I'm happy with the relationships. They know who I am. They know I'm genuine. I'm a genuine person. I know I'm genuine. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm just asking questions.
No, I'm
So
whatever.
who who do you want to see come out the door behind you?
Okay. I don't want to see nobody come out the door behind me just from what I want to, put out there. I really I want to see everybody do good. I honestly do. And I hope that shows to my character.
Okay, so then who are you rooting for? Like who do you want to win the whole thing?
Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. If I feel like, see, I'm still playing the game. I can play the game 24/7. Like I'm a gamer. Um, can I just like give like a hand sign to the people who I wanna win? They'll know it. Or like, okay, if you can gaze into the future, you might think life was a breeze. I hope you caught that. What
Okay.
else? Who else? Well, let's go, Swing. You're doing so good. I'm proud of you. I hope you see this message. I know you'll see it. So you're still in the game. You got this. You are a baddie who else? I love you. I really do love you, and I'm happy I got to meet you. And I apologize. Um,
Are you still trying to game while you're out of the game?
Period. Yeah.
You know you out, right? And you over here still trying to game over
Oh, well,
here.
I want to help them out because I really do love them. I love. It's just this is personal messages like to people in the game. They'll know, and we've talked about our conversations of like our childhood upbringings. That's a Raven reference. We have an Aries reference. I mean, give out relatives. I'll give a heart. We had our heart emojis, personalized, whatever. I don't know who it was for. I mean, I don't think we're good. I love y'all. What else do I gotta say?
Okay, what did you think about Jenna not looking at you during your exit speech?
Yeah. Well, Jenna, she's a real person. She's so real. She's so authentic. She's true blue. I didn't understand that in the beginning of the game. I was just like, okay, Jenna is just like coming after me. She just doesn't like me. I'm just like, I'm confused. But she is very she's very like she what's the word? She's strong. She's a strong woman. She is a strong woman and she stands in her beliefs. She is. And I love that about her. And she's taught me that to stand in my beliefs. I was like, okay, Jenna. And that's somebody else that like would need more of a conversation with because it's like I want to show you my perspective. I want you to I want to understand your perspective and we can just go forward. And I love them all. I really do. I'm so happy I got to meet like everybody and even them people who really was like, throwing out my name and they still wanted me to keep their loyalty to Edgar. And he wanted to cover it up like, nah, bro, like, don't bring me in this. Like, stop playing. Bro, you are playing them off. So, you know what? If you win, because I really do, I respect you all. And I love, I love him. I love Edgar. I love you. But, bro, you got me. You got me, and I got to accept it, and I've accepted it. But that's a good player.
Oh.
Y'all better get him that data analyst. He's analyzing all the data. He split up the house in two. He wanted that to happen. He knew it was going to happen. Let me not give out the game, but I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, this is your exit. This is your exit interview to say what you want.
Yeah. And you see, just that false sense of loyalty. I feel bad. I'll be like, oh, it's like it's the truth. Like, stop playing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm here.
Okay. Let me see if I have any more questions in the chat. So, my quick question, how did you feel about Circle Night? Did you think that you were going to get picked sooner than you did? And were you shocked by who picked you?
I was wanting to be picked sooner. I was shocked that I didn't get picked sooner. And I was not surprised that Morgan chose me in that.
Who were some people you thought were going to pick you that didn't?
I thought Edgar was going to pick me. We just had a strong connection. He's strong. He's a good player. Like to that point, he was like, I felt so comfortable. We've had like personal chats, but whatever. Moving forward, I thought Connor would have picked me. Yeah. I thought Terrell would have picked me. But at that point, him and Millie Chon, they weren't close at that point in the game. Now, like, there goes. Period. Yeah, and that was crazy. It got down to me voting out Jordan that night, and me and Jordan, we were building a relationship. I was building a relationship with everybody in the house. That's why I'm out of the game, because they couldn't just see where my loyalty and my trust was. Period. I talked to everybody, down to Rachel, who I called Ashley. I was like, who is like? I was like, Ashley, respectfully, because she's just like very good of a player. Like she's like she would creep up on you. She's very quiet and one first shot. I was like, what? But
So my final question for you is, do you have any regrets?
My regret would definitely be voting Connor. That's my only regret. Yeah. Because
I can see
ultimately,
that.
at that point, it opened the can of beans for just like, that house is in an uproar.
You let the wild cat out the bag.
I'll let the cat out the bag because it's like, if you're going to vote your closest ally, then baby, you will vote me out. That I know they were thinking that. And I'm a smart player. I know what they were thinking. I knew it. But I was just in that moment. I felt like his name was like a general name everybody was gonna, vote out. But I forgot about that aspect. So that's why I felt I'm human.
Well, you did great. You made it very far. Everyone's saying good game. You did great. Everyone's cheering you on. So you did a great job. If you want to plug any of your social medias, any of your platforms, this is your time.
Yes. So on Instagram, you can follow me at Ryan. So Ryan Ashton, ASHTON, all together. Snapchat, I'm on Snapchat. GR Football 50. I've had it since 6th grade. Very loyal. I want to just put that across. Last thing, if you don't know anything else about Ryan, just know Ryan is I'm a loyal player, loyal to a fault. If you still have trust issues, working on it, and I'm growing on it, and I'm working on communication. I love that. I learned I can be able to go to have conversations first. Just nip those small itty bitty things in the bud, and I want that for any and everybody in this game. And most of all, thank you. I Love Money Production team, and I love you guys. Y'all were there for me. Y'all supported me. Y'all made me feel special.
You are.
I know, and like I need to amplify. I need to just push it out there, and I'm feeling like I'm doing that even more and more every day and every day by day, baby. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if there's an all-star season, I'm definitely down to come back. A lot of this game was in my hands. Like, definitely this early game was going in my direction of like, okay, Ryan has this like pivotal moment of like putting his hand up. Does he agree or not? We don't know. We think so. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Period. There was one time where I saved Richie. He was on the block. That's where our connection really started. Next, in return, he saved me when it was down to me in a split vote. Boom, that was my closest ally. Moving next week. He gets out. I was like, shoot. Richie is out, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Who's my number one ally? I don't trust this. I have loyalty to this. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they have to align for me. And I was just like that last week. Let's go full throttle. B, you're on my side. Beyonce, cuff it. You better go hard in this last challenge and go out with a bang. Won't you will? And that's what I did. So I am.
Well, we enjoyed having you. It was a pleasure. We look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Thank you.
And it's all love. All love, all love, all love, 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 love.
All love. Yeah.
All right. Everyone, thanks for watching. Follow Ryan on his social platforms. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow for another episode of I Love Money 13.
Y'all better tune in. It's getting spicy. This is the next pivotal part of the game. Ryan A is out. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. All right. Bye, guys.